Call the meeting of the Apache Junction Elks Lodge, City Council meeting to order. Invocation will be led by Councilmember Waldron and the pledge by Councilmember Barker.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to meet as a council in a free society to conduct the business at hand. We ask you provide guidance to each of us as we do the business for all concerned. Please provide comfort and guidance for those people affected by the hurricanes and the fire as they rebuild their lives and mourn the loss of their loved ones. Protect those that protect us, emergency services and military, whether they're here or anywhere around the world. In the Lord's name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mayor Surtee,
Here.
Vice Mayor Wilson,
Here.
Councilmember Barker,
Here.
Councilmember Evans,
Here.
Councilmember Rizzi, Councilmember Struble,
Here.
Councilmember Waldron.
Here. All
members present, Your Honor, we have a quorum.
Do we have a motion on the consent agenda?
Your Honor,
Yes?
I move that the consent agenda be accepted as presented and that approval be given for the agreement between the City of Apache Junction and American Specialty Health and Fitness for American Specialty Health and Fitness to work as a third party to health insurance companies to fund multi-generational center visits to individuals on qualifying insurance plans for fitness activities, classes, events, and that authorization be given to the mayor to sign the agreement, and that approval be given for the agreement between the City of Apache Junction and Optum Health Care Solutions for Optum Health Care Solutions to work as a third party to health insurance companies to fund multi-generational center visits to individuals on qualifying insurance plans for fitness activities, classes, events, and that authorization be given to the mayor to sign the agreement. And that resolution number 17-28, a resolution of the mayor and the city council of the City of Apache Junction, Arizona, approving and adopting the updated Pinell County Multi-Jurisdictional Hazard Mitigation Plan 2016 be approved. And that resolution number 17-30, a resolution of the mayor and the city council of the City of Apache Junction, Arizona, authorizing the City of Apache Junction, Arizona to enter into an intergovernmental agreement with Pinell County, Arizona for the lease of equipment and vehicles be approved, and that approval be given for the agreements between the City of Apache Junction and TriTech Software Systems for a system purchase agreement and a software support agreement for the police department in an amount not to exceed $349,332.40, and that authorization be given to the mayor to sign the agreements pending final approval as to form by the city attorney.
We have a second. Roll call.
Councilmember Evans,
Yes.
Councilmember Barker,
Yes.
Councilmember Rizzi, Councilmember Waldron,
Yes.
Councilmember Struble,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Wilson,
Yes.
Mayor Surtee,
Yes.
unanimous, Your Honor.
I have a proclamation for Arizona Cities and Towns Week. Whereas the citizens of Apache Junction rely on the City of Apache Junction to experience a high quality of life in our community. And whereas cities and towns in Arizona work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to deliver vital services such as fire, police, emergency medical response to ensure safe communities. And whereas cities and towns in Arizona also provide services and programs that enhance the quality of life for residents such as parks, utilities, street maintenance, sanitation, and recycling services, libraries, community centers, and recreational programs. And whereas it is important for City of Apache Junction to continue to provide the excellent delivery of services and programs that our citizens have come to expect in our community, and whereas it is one of the responsibilities of the City of Apache Junction officials to ensure open and accessible government through frequent communication with citizens using various avenues and means. And whereas through participation and cooperation, citizens, community leaders, local businesses and municipal staff can work together to ensure that services provided by the City of Apache Junction can remain exceptional elements of the quality of life of our community. Now therefore, I, Jeff Surtee, Mayor of the City of Apache Junction, Arizona, do hereby proclaim October 15th through the 21st, 2017 as Arizona Cities and Towns Week. And I think, Al, you're going to have to take this one. Any announcements and current events?
Your Honor,
Yes.
I just want to remind everyone that this coming weekend, we're going to have an activity out at the rodeo grounds called the Mud Run. It is an opportunity for you to see a lot of kids and adults having fun playing in the mud. It's very enjoyable, and I encourage everyone to come out.
Gail.
I just wanted to make an announcement that 2 weeks ago at the city, we had a meeting with our local MLS Multiple Listing Service Board. It was the political watchdogs for over cities to make sure we're not overstepping our bounds and to inform us on their availability to help us with information and technology. And we sit down and we tell them what's new in town, what we're working on. And today I made a phone call to the one gentleman, Matt Ortega, who sort of leads the group. And he informed me that of all of the cities and towns within the Southeast Valley region, they like coming to Apache Junction the most. And they said because in our meetings, we sit down and we talk to people. We ask questions, we interact with them. The other cities and towns, they're almost putting on airs, showing how good they are and what they've accomplished, but there's no real dialogue. And I thought that really spoke a lot about who we are here in Apache Junction and being touchable. I guess that's a good word for it.
Dave.
I knew you were going to say something if I said
Approachable.
approachable. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just as a reminder, we've got the approachable annual Veterans Day Parade coming up November 11th. That's also the weekend of the Festival of Superstitions with the Chamber of Commerce as well. So, and it's all going to be at Flatiron Park, except the parade, of course, will be on the street. So this is going to be a very busy weekend. I know Liz and her staff will work very, very hard on this. It's the first time it'll be held at our park. So we're looking forward to a great weekend. I hope everybody can come out for all the festivities. That's all I have.
I have a couple. For those that live in the Royal Palm area or travel that road or just go down Southern, you'll notice that there are 21 new trees planted there and some boulders, and that's being done by donations from the residents. At one time, there were palm trees all up and down that whole median. They've died. It's been 30, 40 years. So the residents want to take care of their own area over there, and you're seeing the results of it. And we've gone as far as we can with the money that we've received. So you'll see a sign up there with a phone number on it that if you want to donate, it's 480-474-5086. And the more that we take in, we'll push the trees all the way up to Old West Highway. And also, by the time we get back for the next meeting, our new fries will have opened up on October the 27th. And there'll be a ribbon cutting at 7:30. The store's actually going to open at 7. However, the gas pumps are going to open up next week, I think. So you'll actually be able to get gas at either one and use your fries points over there. So that's pretty exciting. So, City Manager's report.
Thank you, Your Honor. Bryant Powell, City Manager. Super excited about the coming events the next 8 weeks. This is our below or around 90-degree time. Everybody's excited. Our staff are doing all that they can to be prepared for the next 8 weeks. In addition to the events you've brought up, we have our Halloween event that'll also be at Flatiron Community Park. We'll also have, of course, the Veterans Day Parade, and then early December, we have our Holiday Light Parade, and it just keeps growing and growing. I am encouraging staff, encouraging our community to put emphasis on quality. The events we have, the time that we gather, our cultural and specific events, it's essential that time be quality. And so we're really focusing in on that effort, and I look forward to those times, and I hope everyone will come out and support. My next item for this manager report is to share something really neat that happened. Our Officer of the Year, Wes Kelly, was honored by the Sons of the American Revolution this week, and wanted everyone to know that accolades still come his way, and we're super proud of him and all of our police department and all of the staff there. And then as part of the manager report, Matt is going to provide for you our monthly financial update.
Yes, Mayor and Council, Matt Busby, Assistant City Manager. It's time for our monthly financial report. As you can see, not too much has changed from last month, except we brought in a little more and we spent a little more. You see this blue line, we call our accrued revenue. The actual revenue is a little lower than that, but we accrue what we anticipate getting based on various things known from either our sales tax office or through our experience with collections and shared revenues from the state. So we try to do that to give a more real picture of what's actually going on. And this is fairly typical of this time of year. The summertime, we don't get as much sales tax collections coming in because not many of our winter visitors or winter residents are here yet. And so we see this number change as the winter continues and they return for the winter. So that is our general fund. The next slide is our highway users revenue fund. This is also typical of this time of year where we're gearing up. Our revenue is actually better than our expenditures in the highway users revenue fund, and that's as we're gearing up for projects throughout the year and getting contracts signed and bringing them to council and that sort of thing. Again, very typical of this time of year. And the last slide is just a very brief overview of the first 3 months on various funds. The Gifts and Grants Fund, the Library Fund, Lighting District, Senior Services, which is new to this sheet this year, and also the Street Project Sales Tax Fund. So I'm available for any questions if there are any, but that's your monthly financial report.
So if you compare the year-to-date of actual sales tax collections and accruals, it's much lower for this year compared to previous years. Does that mean that we're still lacking the state reimbursing us the money that we're due?
It's very much, Councilmember Struble, still trying to figure out, and I think the state trying to figure out their systems and remitting what's due to us on a timely manner. What we are used to is changing now since last January when Department of Revenue began collections.
Because if you look at the specific revenue, most of our collections are up from other revenue sources and such, but it's very significant, the drop from year to year of the our sales tax collections.
Correct.
There again, just want to make that a point so that if anybody out there that's representing us on the state sees that, they can pay attention to it.
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to.
Thank you, Your Honor. That concludes the manager's report.
Public hearing for application for special event liquor license for Elks Lodge number 2349 for Paws for Life car show on January 13th. This is Kathy Conley.
Your Honor, and then your next 4 items all have to do with special event liquor licenses at the Elks Lodge. The first one is for a one-day car show, hopefully scheduled for January 13th at the Elks Lodge. In your packet, you have comments from city staff on the fire district. There are no objections to this event, and the applicant is here in the event you have any questions.
Would the applicant like to speak on this?
Hi there. I'm Cindy Pearson from the Apache Junction Elks Lodge, 2349. Last year, Toonie House's car show didn't go over very well because the weather was bad. So we have set another date for a rain date, just in case. So that's why there's two of these. They had to be done separately. And hopefully she has a good turnout for this one, because it's a very good cause. The other two, I don't know if you want to go on to the next two or not. The Beer and Brat Festival at the Elks Lodge is the Thursday kickoff for Lost Dutchman Days. And
I think we have to do those
Okay.
one at a time.
Okay.
So you might sit close. You might sit closer. So.
Okay.
This is a public hearing. Would anyone like to speak on this? If not, I'll close the hearing. Any more discussion? And I'll call for a motion. Yes.
I move that the application for a special event liquor license for Paws for Life car show for Elks Lodge 2349 for January 13th, 2018, submitted by Cindy Pearson, be recommended for approval to the Arizona Department of Liquor Licenses and Control.
Second.
We have a second. Roll call.
Councilmember Waldron,
Yes.
Councilmember Evans,
Yes.
Councilmember Struble,
Yes.
Councilmember Barker,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Wilson,
Yes.
Councilmember Rizzi,
Yes.
Mayor Surtee,
Yes.
unanimous, Your Honor.
Another application for a special event liquor license for the same Elks Lodge. This is the alternate date.
That's correct, Your Honor. And again, it's for the same event. It's a fundraiser for Paws for Life. There are no objections from the fire district or city staff, and the applicant is here if you have any questions.
Would the applicant or anyone else want to speak on this item? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call for a motion.
Your Honor.
Yes.
I move that the application for a special event liquor license for Paws for Life car show for Elks Lodge number 2349 for the alternate date of January 27, 2018, submitted by Cindy Pearson, be recommended for approval to the Arizona Department of Liquor License and Control.
Second.
We have a second. Roll call.
Councilmember Struble,
Yes.
Councilmember Rizzi,
Yes.
Councilmember Evans,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Wilson,
Yes.
Councilmember Waldron,
Yes.
Councilmember Barker,
Yes.
Mayor Surtee,
Yes.
unanimous, Your Honor.
Application for special event liquor license for the same Elks Lodge for Beer and Brat Fest on February 22nd, 2018.
And Your Honor, this event is an annual event. It's in conjunction with, I believe, Lost Dutchman Days. And you have comments in your packet from Fire District and city staff. There are no objections to it, and the applicant is here if you have any questions.
Can you tell us about this one? Are they white brats or red brats?
They're Johnsonville brats.
Look forward to it every year.
Yeah, we would love for everybody to come out. We do the kickoff for Lost Dutchman Days, Beer and Brat Festival. We have 4 bands during the day. The first 2 bands are polka bands. Everybody has a really good time. And it's our biggest event of the year for the Elks.
Okay, thank you.
You bet.
This is a public hearing. Would anyone like to speak on this item? Hearing and seeing none, I'll close the discussion and call for a motion.
Your Honor, I move that the applications for a special event liquor license for Beer and Brat Fest for the Elks Lodge, number 2349, for February 22nd, 2018, submitted by Cindy Pearson, be recommended for approval to the Arizona Department of Liquor License and Control.
Second.
We have a second. Roll call.
Councilmember Barker,
Yes.
Councilmember Waldron,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Wilson,
Yes.
Councilmember Evans,
Yes.
Councilmember Rizzi,
Yes.
Councilmember Struble,
Yes.
Mayor Surtee,
Yes.
unanimous, Your Honor.
And finally, application for a special event liquor license for the Elks Lodge 2349 for a rodeo dance on February 23rd, 2018.
And Your Honor, this is also in conjunction with Lost Dutchman Days. You have no objections from city staff or the fire district, and the applicant is here if you have any questions.
Any-
The only thing different this year is we will have it on Friday instead of Saturday. We're trying to get a little better turnout, and but it is a good time.
What kind of band will be at this?
It will be a country band, I believe. Lost Dutchman Days brings the band in.
Yeah.
So.
This is a public hearing. Would anyone like to speak on this issue? Hearing and seeing none, I will close the hearing. Any further discussion?
Your Honor, I would just like to point out that the Elks Club is also the host post for the Veterans Day Parade this year, so they're very busy, very engaged with Apache Junction.
I will now call for a motion.
Your Honor. I move that the application for a special event liquor license for the Rodeo Dance for the Elks Lodge, number 2349, for February 23rd, 2018, submitted by Cindy Pearson, be recommended for approval to the Arizona Department of Liquor License and Control.
Second.
I have a second. Roll call.
Councilmember Rizzi,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Wilson,
Yes.
Councilmember Barker,
Yes?
Councilmember Struble,
Yes.
Councilmember Evans,
Yes.
Councilmember Waldron.
Yes.
Mayor Surtee,
Yes,
unanimous, Your Honor.
and it's also elk season in northern Arizona. Public hearing for proposed resolution number 1728, declaring 2017 amendments to the Land Development Code, Chapter 2 Subdivision Regulations, a public record. Larry?
Good evening, Mayor, council members. I wanted to show that first one, Matt, San Marcos Crossing.
Oh,
No.
sorry.
We have some colored pages in your packet that show some last-minute amendments, and I wanted to use this to explain why we're proposing those. Those are the appendix to the subdivision regulations. In the last 2 weeks, we had a couple who bought tracts A, B, and C from the sheriff. So this is a subdivision called San Marcos Crossing, and there's a tot lot on Tract A, a retention pond on Tract A. Tract B and C have, and part of Tract A has landscaping. So the City Council approved this subdivision in 2004, based on the information this couple told us, who say that's one of their, how they make a living is they buy these tax certificates. So they showed records that since 2005, taxes had not been paid. So luckily, Sam knew the original developer, who then he sold the development to another party, and there was apparently a mix-up in the deed. So he sells the development, and then in 2014 gets a call from an attorney and says, "You still own these?" He said, "Well, I haven't been involved in this project since he originally got the plat approved." And so he signed a piece of paper. He deeded these tracts over to the HOA. But as far as we know, no one has paid taxes on these tracts since 2005. So the owners there may want to come back in and see if they can, the new owners may want to see if they can amend the plat and put a house on the tot lot, and then propose to move the tot lot into the retention area. They had a meeting with the neighbors. I think 8 of them showed up. They said none of them from the HOA board showed up. So essentially what we're trying to do, we don't know if this language is going to work. In your packet, you have it, and I think, Matt, on page 41 in the back, I'm not sure what tab it is in your packet, but if you get the other PDF, I think zoning exhibit, Ironwood. So we're trying to bulletproof this thing. Oh, no, sorry.
Is it the adding of
Yes, this one here.
certifications?
Yes, so the language, way at the end, I think it's page 41, and helping everybody with what tab that is.
15, it's
Oh.
on tab 15, and the addition of
I go the other
certifications is
way?
on page 41.
Okay. So essentially, what we're trying to show here is that the city, hopefully we are the governing entity having jurisdiction, that we're placing these notes on the plat now. This is a new note that would go on the plat. Essentially, it says that we have the right to enforce all the notes on the plat. That's what G does. And then H says if the HOA goes away or they decide not to pay property taxes, that the city can assess, lien, and or collect from any successor in interest and or benefiting properties the cost of maintenance of the improvements, drainage facilities, landscaping, amenities. So we're trying to, you'd think we're trying to prevent a problem, but I think we've demonstrated there already is a problem. This one essentially is a note that says that whatever the CCNRs say, that these sites can't be developed. When a plat gets approved and there's gonna be a tot lot there, it's gonna be a tot lot. You can't redevelop a retention basin for a tot lot, or you can't take a retention basin, fill it in, and put a house there. So that's kind of the nature of it. We had other examples of, recently, last year, someone bought a retention basin from the county. And again, I don't know if it's a strategy of HOAs to just quit paying taxes on some of these tracts, or it's just oversight. In this case, it appears there is a management company on behalf of the HOA, and whether they weren't paying the taxes, it's not exactly clear the chain of title and how it all happened. But we're hoping that these last-minute changes are kind of, will give us a few tools going forward to either deal with HOA, deal with a subsequent tax certificate purchaser that essentially says, no, that's a landscape area, that's a retention basin, that's not a house. So, again, sorry for the last minute, but again, I think this is an important suggested change here. So I think we have the traditional process. You have a resolution that adopts the ordinance by reference, and I think you have a motion on the ordinance, which comes up next for the public hearing, to adopt it with these two changes to the appendix. And Sam is here to answer any questions myself.
Any questions?
Pretty self-explanatory.
Okay, this,
Honorable Mayor, council members, any questions I can answer?
it doesn't look like it. This is a public hearing, however. Is there anyone that would like to speak on this item? Hearing and seeing none, I'll close the discussion. Or any further discussion? Nope. I'll close it. I'll call for a motion.
Your Honor.
Yes.
I move that resolution number 1728, a resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of Apache Junction, Arizona, declaring as a public record that certain document filed with the city clerk and entitled 2017 Amendments to the Apache Junction City Code, Volume 2, Land Development Code, Chapter 2, Subdivision Regulations be approved.
Second.
Have a second. Roll call?
Vice Mayor Wilson,
Yes.
Councilmember Struble,
Yes.
Councilmember Waldron,
Yes.
Councilmember Rizzi,
Yes.
Councilmember Barker,
Yes.
Councilmember Evans,
Yes.
Mayor Surtee,
Yes.
unanimous, Your Honor.
Public hearing for proposed ordinance number 1452, repealing Chapter 2 subdivision regulations in its entirety by adopting reference to 2017 amendments. Larry again? Or did,
No.
so,
Anyone got any questions?
Isn't this
Any
what we
dis-
just discussed?
any discussion on this one?
Public hearing.
This is a public hearing. Would anyone like to speak on this issue? We have one, George Schroeder.
George Schroeder, 244 West Virginia, AJ. It might not be specifically about this particular property, but in general, you know, I got to smile every time anybody says, well, it's a beautiful area, come on down. We still have the flooding problems we're not taking care of for 33 years on my blocks. We have children who ride their bikes, play out in the street, people who walk their dogs, walk in the evening.
Your Honor, point of order. This public hearing is on this specific
Has to be more
piece,
specific.
and you're not
I'm
on
asking.
this piece.
So,
Okay?
Joel?
That is correct.
Can you explain?
okay,
Point of order means, for the public, he's basically off the agenda, and you should stick with this agenda item.
Okay, thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call for a motion.
Your Honor,
Yes?
I move that ordinance number 1452 be read by title only and the reading of the entire ordinance be waived.
Second.
We have a second. Roll call?
Councilmember Evans,
Yes.
Councilmember Barker,
Yes.
Councilmember Rizzi,
Yes.
Councilmember Waldron,
Yes.
Councilmember Struble,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Surtee?
Yes.
Unanimous, Your Honor.
And now a motion on?
No,
Well, after
I gotta
you
read it.
Yes.
Gotta read it. Ordinance number 1452, an ordinance of the mayor and city council of the city of Apache Junction, Arizona, amending Apache Junction City Code Volume 2 Land Development Code by repealing Chapter 2 Subdivision Regulations in its entirety and adopting by reference a new Chapter 2 as more fully detailed in that certain document entitled 2017 Amendments to the Apache Junction City Code Volume 2, Chapter 2 Subdivision Regulations, repealing any conflicting provisions, providing for severability, providing for penalties, and establishing an effective date.
Do we have a motion as it was read?
Your Honor,
Yes.
I move that ordinance number 1452 as read by the city clerk be approved and adopted with the following amendment to the appendix preliminary and final plat conditions, that in condition 13 add subparagraph G and H and add following the word perpetuity in condition 19, quote, and shall not be redeveloped for any other non-amenity or non-drainage purpose.
Second.
We have a second. Roll call?
Councilmember Waldron?
Yes.
Councilmember Evans?
Yes.
Councilmember Struble?
Yes.
Councilmember Barker?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Wilson?
Yes.
Councilmember Rizzi?
Yes.
Mayor Surtee?
Yes.
Unanimous, Your Honor.
Presentation, discussion, and possible consideration of an intergovernmental agreement with the town of Superior for the transfer of city-used vehicles and equipment. Right?
Thank you, Your Honor. The city of Apache Junction has a long-standing policy and practice of working with our fellow cities and towns, and when time is right and when things look great, exchange vehicles. We've done it with the town of Kearney, town of Miami more recently, and tonight's item allows for the legal mechanism for a loader vehicle from Public Works to do the same thing that we've done in the past, which allows for the town of Superior to have that vehicle without any major cost or any changes. It allows for the exchange of goods through this, through governmental purposes. So I've worked with the town manager of Superior, and he can't find the vehicle that way. There's some, for us to keep that vehicle, to keep it going, it's getting to the point now where it's becoming a liability. And so from their standpoint, it's viewed as an asset. They will have to take, as the agreement says, on all the liability, take on the changes and come pick it up and get it working. We believe that if we were to go down a different path, it would actually be more of a cost to try to get rid of it. They came and take it off our hands, and they'll try to get it going. That's pretty much it.
And they don't have the miles to cover that our officers do.
Correct.
So any more discussion on this?
Oh, I think this is a great opportunity. I mean, it helps out them, helps us too, but, you know, in this case, it's a loader, not police cars, but, you know, it's still to me, it's a great way to do business.
Yeah, when I first got on council, it felt like we were giving away value, and then it was explained that through the auction process and whatever, it's not worth, unless it was something much more valuable than it would be worth going through an auction process. Would anyone like to make a motion on this?
Your Honor?
Yes.
I move that the intergovernmental agreement between the city of Apache Junction and the town of Superior for the transfer of city-used vehicles and equipment and authorization for the mayor to sign the agreement pending final approval as to form by the city attorney be approved.
Second.
With a motion and second. Roll call?
Councilmember Struble?
Yes.
Councilmember Rizzi?
Yes.
Councilmember Evans?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Wilson?
Yes.
Councilmember Waldron?
Yes.
Councilmember Barker?
Yes.
Mayor Surtee?
Yes.
Unanimous, Your Honor.
Presentation, discussion, and possible direction to staff to proceed with the city-initiated rezoning for the purpose of encouraging development and redevelopment on a portion of Ironwood Drive and Broadway. Larry?
Mayor, council, this is see if I have to reload this, Matt, is that what I have to do?
Yeah, you want me to find it?
There we go. I think it's this one here. You may know that a few months ago, the Plan Commission had an application. I think this file's too big. I think that's what it is. But You all know the Ironwood corridor, so we maybe dispense with the acrobat tonight here. And, oh, there we go. Nope, it's not going to work.
Didn't want it.
Keep talking.
So there was a proposal to put RV storage along this corridor. The Planning Commission turned down the conditional use permit. One of the applicant's expert witness talked about how shallow the lots are, how difficult it is to develop. And the council in the past did this on Apache Trail, and kind of part of Meridian, and then east on Apache Trail to, I think, Delaware, looked at the whole corridor, did a rezoning, had some standards, had a palette of uses that everybody could agree to. We think that because of the depth of these lots, we might have to work on a PD overlay. That's really what we're asking you tonight, is to work with the property owners along this corridor. Can we relax any of our zoning standards? Could be parking, could be setbacks, maybe it's, instead of a 10-foot landscape buffer, maybe it's a 5-foot landscape buffer, but something that makes these lots more viable, and come back over the next, we don't know when we're going to start this, but we had a discussion with those property owners, with the mayor and the city manager a couple weeks ago, and kind of decided then and there that we would approach the council with permission to go ahead and look into doing a PD, plan development overlay for the corridor from Broadway to Apache Trail to see if we can't try to make some things happen there. So that's
No
the short.
RV storage areas.
That would probably be one of the uses we would say would not be
Bingo.
allowed.
Allowed, yeah.
Absolutely.
So like even recently, we're meeting with an architect who's working on a possible medical office in that corridor. And he's trying to put a medical office building, I think about 9,000 square feet. And he'll come back, and that will be a good test, excuse me, for us to see, okay, what, if they try to put this building there, what might we need for, can we just move the landscape buffer to the north property line instead of having it along the roadway or things like that. So I think that'll be a good test case for us.
Excellent.
So I think there's a proposed
Excellent.
motion to give us some direction there. Thank you.
I want to thank Larry and his staff for moving quickly. We've got a opportunity, economic development. Let's move and get some things going, see if we can make some magic happen in that area. So very, very good group that is interested in making that happen.
Any more discussion? Do we have a motion on this?
Your Honor,
Yes.
I move that the following direction be given to staff regarding proceeding with the city-initiated rezoning for the purpose of encouraging development and redevelopment in a portion of Ironwood Drive from Broadway Avenue to Apache Trail, Ironwood Crossings.
Second.
We have a second. Roll call?
They give you
Is that good enough
There
direction?
really wasn't direction in there.
Did you say to proceed?
Proceed.
Proceed, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do it.
Proceeding with.
Or you want to proceed with,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Get the show on the
Count-
road.
Do we need
Councilmember-
another
Get it.
second? Do we
Already
need
had
to,
a second.
do we need to
Councilmember-
re-second it since it was?
Second.
Councilmember Barker,
Second?
I got that.
Okay.
Ne-
Are you calling now? Yes.
Councilmember Waldron,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Wilson,
Yes.
Councilmember Evans,
Yeah,
Councilmember Rizzi,
What did you need, Kathy? Yes.
Councilmember Struble,
Yes.
Mayor Surtee.
Yes.
Unanimous, Your Honor.
Presentation, discussion, and possible direction to staff on recruitment of a board member to the Superstition Mountain Community Facilities District. Kathy?
Actually, no, I
I
believe
could-
this is the city manager.
Thank you, Your Honor. I can take this. About a month ago, we were sad to hear the change in residency of Mr. Chester Burgess and his service connected to the sewer district. As part of our practice, we've requested that the sewer district board send us a letter formally asking for the process to start for the recruitment of a new board member. In your packet, you have the letter from the sewer district, and tonight we are looking forward to receiving direction to start the process for recruitment. My thoughts are that to give it enough time to make sure we do a good job of recruiting, that we allow for the rest of October, November to do a great recruitment. I've talked to Darren, their director. He said if we can get somebody started in January, it would be okay. So that would allow for 6 good weeks of recruitment, then we were thinking, if it's your pleasure, to do the interview on December 4th, and the practice of council in the past is did that next night, go ahead and appoint. That way you would be ready for, that would be December 5th, and then the meeting in January, you'd have someone in place.
Since, doesn't the sewer district go out of the city a little bit? Do they have to be a resident for this?
Joel, maybe you can help me on that one. I think that is accurate.
Well, are you asking, can a member be a non-resident to be on the
Yes.
board? The answer is yes.
They
As
do
long as they
have to
don't,
be on the sewer, though, don't they?
for the sewer
In-
board,
In the district.
But do
They
they have
have
to be
to-
hooked to the sewer?
they do not have to be linked to the sewer. They can't own more than 40 acres within the district.
Can't be city staff.
What's that?
They can't be city staff either.
Yeah, they cannot be an appointed member of the council, they cannot be a council member, they cannot be an elected official, and they cannot be an employee of the city.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Joel, did I understand that you said they do not have to reside within the sewer district?
That's correct.
Okay.
Oh, no, they have to reside,
Yeah.
no, actually, they don't have to reside within the city limits.
But
But the
they have to
sewer
reside within the sewer district, don't
Yes.
they? Okay, thank you.
Yes.
That's what.
Any more discussions or suggestions?
No, that one sounds good to me,
I will call for a motion then.
Your Honor.
Yes.
I move the following direction be given to staff regarding recruitment of one board member to Superstition Mountains Community Facilities District, that we solicit applications through November, interview those who apply on December 4th, and appoint to fill the position on December 5th.
Second.
Second, roll call?
Councilmember Rizzi,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Wilson,
Yes.
Councilmember Barker,
Yes.
Councilmember Struble,
Yes.
Councilmember Evans,
Yes.
Councilmember Waldron,
Yes.
Mayor Surtee.
Yes.
Unanimous, Your Honor.
Presentation, discussion, and possible direction to staff on recruitment of 3 board members for the Construction Code Board of Appeals and 1 board member for the Municipal Property Corporation. Is this Kathy or Bryant?
I could take it, just very similar vein to the last item. When we went through this process last month, we recognized that we have some spots to fill, and we thought maybe with Al's magic and ability, Mr. Bravo would take this month and next 6 weeks to also combine parallel process, I guess. These same things, we're super excited to get the word out, let our residents know. We need folks, we want people to volunteer. These 3 boards are great opportunity for people to be on and participate and engage with their local government. So
The
we would do,
reason this came back is because we did not have enough applicants last time.
that is correct. So
Qualified.
this
We
last
didn't have
round.
it qualified,
Qualified,
so that has to be emphasized as we go out for this, that the applicant has to be a contractor, has to be an engineer, et cetera.
And an architect.
We will emphasize that. I think that's very important, especially on the Construction Code Board of Appeals. So we'll be ready for that once you give us direction to recruit in that manner.
Any more discussion?
And I would ask, is there any other place we're missing that you could think of? We're trying all avenues of social media, we're trying all avenues of our traditional ways, but maybe there's other ways.
How about the
What
dark
about-
web?
What?
The dark
The
web.
dark
The dark
web.
Your Honor, if I
What-
can ask a question, tell me the minimum age? Can we go to some of our youth for any of these?
They have to have a degree in
No.
I
engineering.
mean, not for the code of, the Board of,
No.
which one? Not for the Construction Board, but
No.
municipal property. What's the minimum?
Is
age?
there an
No.
18?
I would not think you could
It has
take
to be
anyone, yeah.
18 and over.
So that's my
Yeah.
question. What's the-
18?
Okay,
Yes,
so it'd be
18.
18. College? I don't know. What are
Yeah.
our options? They're,
CAC, we have,
yeah.
people.
Yeah, maybe we ought to put a recruitment poster up at CAC in the
We could talk,
library.
we could talk to
Well-
Jeff Bunkelman and see what we can do.
Yeah,
We
put
keep
it up
saying-
in the library.
We
Bring the
keep
youth
saying
in.
we need our younger generations
This is how
involved.
we learn about local government. you get in
Yeah.
these-
I'll do your job.
What about also targeting the graduates that have graduated from our leadership?
Advisory Council. From the Youth Advisory Council?
Well, not
Or the
youth-
CLI.
From CLI. Oh, we will do that
Yeah,
again. We have
send
done
those
that.
Go
out
to them, yeah.
Anyway, every
Yeah.
time we send them to the graduates.
That's one of our main places
Yeah.
we did
Yeah.
that, and so.
Yeah.
Call for a motion.
Your Honor.
Yes.
I move that the following direction be given to staff regarding the recruitment of 3 board members for the Construction Code Board of Appeals and 1 board member for the Municipal Property Corporation, that we solicit applications through November, interview applicants on December 4th, and appoint to the positions on December 5th, and that we stress the qualifications that are necessary for the Construction Code of Appeals.
Second.
Motion and second. Roll call.
Vice Mayor Wilson,
Yes.
Councilmember Struble,
Yes.
Councilmember Waldron,
Yes.
Councilmember Rizzi,
Yes.
Councilmember Barker,
Yes.
Councilmember Evans,
Yes.
Mayor Surtee,
Yes.
unanimous, Your Honor.
Do we have a motion on the next meetings?
Your Honor,
Yes.
I move an executive session at 6 p.m. and a work session at 7 p.m. be held on Monday, November 6, 2017, in the City Council Conference Room and City Council Chambers respectively, and that an executive session at 6 p.m. be held on Tuesday, November 7, 2017, in the City Council Conference Room.
Second.
A motion and second. Roll call.
Councilmember Evans,
Yes.
Councilmember Barker,
Yes.
Councilmember Rizzi,
Yes.
Councilmember Waldron,
Yes.
Councilmember Struble,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Wilson,
Yes.
Mayor Surtee,
Yes.
unanimous, Your Honor.
This is the time for the public to express requests, communications, comments, and suggestions. Each speaker must have already filled out a request to speak form and handed it to the city clerk before the end of the city manager's report. All issues shall be presented in a professional manner without personal attacks. Under the open meeting law, the council cannot engage in discussion on the issues presented, but may respond to criticism and may direct staff for follow-up with the speaker directly and/or place this matter on a future agenda for council discussion. There's a 3-minute limit for each speaker, and I have several. I have Braden Biggs.
Mr. Mayor, members of council, staff, city, Braden Biggs, 2492 West Cactus Run, Apache Junction, Arizona, 85120. I just wanted to highlight on this Saturday, October the 21st at 6 p.m., a group of community members who regularly gather every month to 2 months get together and meet as a community. We discuss like-minded ideas, different ideas over drinks, food, things along that line. So that is open to all residents of Apache Junction, and we just highly encourage that you come out. I know several of the council members and several people in this room have come out before. So again, that will be Saturday at 6 p.m. at the Handlebar. So thank you.
Dorian Townsend.
Mayor, City Council, Dorian Townsend, Community Alliance Against Family Abuse, 879 North Plaza Drive, number 101D in Apache Junction. I just wanted to let everybody know about a whole bunch of different events that are coming up that CAFA is hosting. First off, 2 that are related to Domestic Violence Awareness Month. This Thursday, October 19th, is Wear Purple Day, so we encourage everyone in the community, including the City Council, to wear purple and to post those pictures on the CAFA social media pages as well as the city social media pages. In addition, next Tuesday, October 24th, CAFA will be hosting a training on domestic and sexual violence dynamics at Central Arizona College at 12 o'clock. While that is targeted towards CAC students, it's open to anybody in the community interested. And then going into some fun events on Saturday, November 4th, we have our Giddy Up Gala. So first off, I want to thank everyone who's already contributed. And I just want to remind everyone that we're accepting sponsorships through this Friday, and that tickets can be purchased both online and at our outreach office. And then in addition, some other events coming up. On Wednesday, November 8th, we will be bringing in some specialized and trained speakers from My Kid to talk about suicide prevention, since there has been an epidemic of suicide and suicidal ideation in the community. So that's November 8th at 10 o'clock. And then with the holidays coming up, CAFA is once again doing our holiday house. So not only are we accepting donations of new toys and clothes, there are also group volunteer opportunities December 18th to 22nd, including opportunities to be personal shoppers for families who have experienced domestic violence. It's a really fun time. And this year we are hosting it at Mountain View Lutheran Church, so we're very grateful to have their gymnasium for an entire week. And finally, on January 10th, which is also a Wednesday at 10 o'clock. We will be bringing in another guest speaker to the community. This training will be on military sexual assault, and we are bringing in Master Sergeant Minigoats to talk about the partnerships that CAFA and Arizona National Guard have had, as well as what they've experienced on a national level. And that will also be held at CAC. So if anyone would like additional materials, I have different flyers and would love to let everyone know about all of the different events that are happening right here in Apache Junction. Thank you.
George Schroeder.
George Schroeder, 244 West Virginia, Apache Junction. I'll have to be more careful when I read that because there was no specific address on the header. Okay, so number one, kudos to Mr. Weaver's department and Emil Schmid. Finally, after 33 years, they got a worm with a camera to find out what's causing the Mississippi in back of my house every time we have a 5 or 10 year flood. They're working on it. Two, I have the ability to put an injunction on the construction of anything in this city. I'm really good at it. So in terms of Delaware, it's going to be 6 inches higher. It's going to flood more of our community out. They want to put 3 lanes with a center lane for turning. No impact study. No impact study in the last 6 to 7 years on Delaware in terms of speeding, how many, volume of anything of vehicles. So I've already told Mr. Schmidt and Mr. Weaver, without an impact study on Delaware, there won't be a project. I want speed bumps. I want it to be a nice neighborhood. They're going to slow down. One way or the other, they're going to slow down. But I can effectuate that. Okay. 416, 417. Mayor and previous mayor and councils have argued against any encroachment against the city of Apache Junction. The 416, 417 corridor, that doesn't benefit us, not at all. All that does is bring all the garbage up to invade and use our city, invade our mountain, okay? I've said this at the SALT meetings. Without the injunction against building and selling any of the trust land, we're gonna end up like McDowell Mountain Ranch, Camelback, and any of these other places where money seems to dictate. That mountain is our mountain. It's not everybody's mountain. We need to control the volume of people coming into this area. I can do that. Now, and it's a pie in the sky dream, but should I win, justice of the peace, I have extensive areas of interest in this area. So not only would I be doing the regular, events of a justice of the peace, Andy Taylor stuff. That's funny. So then I would also, as a lateral approach, be able to effectuate you not answering to anybody or anything, federal, state, or local law. It's going to change.
Would anybody want to respond to anything by any of the?
Maybe we want to let the federal government know that's our mountain, I guess.
Okay. If there's nothing else, then I will adjourn the meeting.